On July 5th, 2023, T1 made an official announcement regarding Faker's decision to take a hiatus from competitive play. This break was essential for prioritizing his health due to the discomfort he had been experiencing in his right arm and hand. During the 3 weeks he was absent, Poby filled in for T1 in the LCK Matches. Unfortunately, during this period, T1 saw a string of losses as they faced defeats against DRX, GenG, and others, and had an overall 1-7 record during Faker's absence. This meant that T1's win-loss record went from 6-2 to a disappointing 7-9 as they dropped to the 5th place of the LCK Standings. Faker finally made his return to competitive play on August 2nd and immediately made a positive impact to the team's morale, proving once again to the importance and the leadership of Faker.
In fact, Owner picked up both kills.
Yeah, really solid engage, and the fact that Taeyun and Andal were on top of each other means you get the double pulverize. Oh, Faker went in 1v2.
Yeah, trying to make a statement.
This is the last game.
This game is about Moose, but it will be matched by Dudu, who's going to mark his target for now. The damage already coming in from the Aatrox, and Nature's Grasp is big. They get onto the backline, and immediately the Zerath is just gone. Who could have seen this coming? As Taeyun does have a nice position, but he's alone. It's a triple kill for the Kaisa, and Faker will pick up one. Perhaps a couple media votes on his way out, as that will be 2-1, smashing the Drake fight.
They just annihilate them, and this is a problem. It's so hard to protect this Zerath. As soon as he goes down, but like the rest of the comp just crumbled.
Here we do have the T1 Baron. It is being taken at 21 minutes. They spot Young Jae, so Nature's Grasp just gets him out. It's a free Baron. Keria gets in the back line and delivers a free Zeri over to the enemy team. That's going to be the end of him. And maybe the end of this game, guys, is into the back line. Bulldog, that's a nice little shield from Andal, but a flash will make it irrelevant, as that will be 4 kills over the side of T1, as they will look to push top and mid.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to get the Baron. They don't do it immediately when there's members. Congratulations to Guma. Yeah, I mean, Kaisa always a good one, pick up multiple kills.
To catapult off and kind of get some momentum.
This team needs to rebuild, right? If we're going to be real, in terms of like the confidence, the momentum. This T1's been going through a rough spot. Oh, Engage comes in.
Yeah, they're trying to go for this one again, but the Maokai and the Jace coming together to get some huge damage down. Guys, this is so over. Like, it's 11,000 gold right now, 23 minutes into the game. T1 looks like they're just going to end it here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything that Quantum Freeze can do in this situation. The ult's going to come out. Gumisi dodges like all of
yeah.
Consecutive hits not really coming in there.
And neither is Dudu. He's going to go down as, yep, that's going to be the end of it. Flashing on top
Where does Zeri go?
Taeyun, he just disappears, as Faker will pick up another media vote on his way out. We are done here, 2-0, as T1 will take down the series.
And as I was saying, this team does need to rebuild that confidence, that momentum.
And engaging, and he's just really good in the meta, as I think, you know, I would love to say that hopefully Quantum Freaks come out of the series and they learn.
One more time, guys. Zeus. Faker made his return after 31 days on the starting lineup. How is he feeling right now? Did he recover a lot? Faker says he's totally fine, but I'm not himself, so I'm not sure whether he's really okay, but he did tell us he's feeling alright. A great news to all the T1 fans out there. Keria. So how was it playing together with Faker after about a month without him? I mean, you know, he's a great player. We all know that. He was performing for years, and just a month of rest wouldn't really affect, you know. I think he was performing even better thanks to the rest he was taking.
Live sandboxes. Now they're going to commit. Yeah, Nature's Grasp coming forward here as the ulti does come through. Teddy going to avoid it there relatively well. Teleport's coming in as Zeus turns up. Has a Q3, and Kyle says, I think I'm going to have to sacrifice myself for this one. as, look at that, the Rift Scuttler was doing a dragon impression. That was kind of cute. Still, Liv Sandbox do manage to get themselves finish this one off as Liv Sandbox.
They're doing better.
You got 2 in the bottom lane. We're going to take this big old purple worm and we'll see whether they can. Teleport from Zerath will get him in here as Kyle is just trying to be frustrating. Will is in the back of the pit, but it's Ona that takes away this Baron. Faker is taken low, but Kyle, I don't know whether you're going to be able to win out that 1v1 as now Teddy is just dead. And Liv Sandbox get catastrophically demolished.
Oh man, that's a 4,000 gold lead for T1 now. Baron buff could allow them to take more of these outers off of the map.
2-man Q going to come through here as Willa gets slowed down momentarily. We do have the miss down for the Gwen. That's going to keep her safe and sound as that's an ulti onto Faker. But he is just autoing with these Sand Soldiers. Kyle is very close to being stunned as Zayas dives forward and that is clear being taken out. There's an Empress Divide onto Kyle, but Faker just explodes and now Liv Sandbox may have an opportunity, but I don't think so. In goes Ona. Closer goes out though, does have the jump available once again as that is going to be the... they would have demanded an end mode as, okay, Willa is going to get knocked up. There's the shocking orb that we were talking about before and Ona going to claim his second victim here. Willa just caught trying to steal some popcorn in there. This could just be a flip as Faker is coming over. There's the Arcano Pulse. They get the kick out. There is the secure, but can they win the fight? The True Shot Barrage does decent work as Closer looking for his angle. He gets in and finds 2, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. The Ride of the Arcane is soaring through, and it's so much damage as Gumayusi as well doing a whole bunch. Teddy just trying to get that footwork to work out as the Q is going to miss, and now Teddy is looking for the carry angle, but Ona, he sinks his fangs in, and that is going to be that. Kyle, nothing that he can do. It was almost super carry Teddy, but it wasn't. The ace in the end, the Baron on top. Right, clear. Let's see whether this is going to work. First step not quite figured out yet as now the engage comes through and T1 are just going to try and catch them before the Jax even arrives. Empress Divide does nothing because Twisted Advance doesn't allow you to be targetable. And once again, it is Faker going down, but he is the only one. And Clear has 4 friends willing to take him out. That is going to be a triple for Gumayusi. And T1 will now march their way up this top lane on the jungler. I mean, there are barely 2 for Willa. In fact, there aren't 2. As the ulti is once again going to go wide. Willa just not having the greatest of days today. As Ona now looks for the angle. Emperor's Divide is going to land onto Ona, who will be taken down to his GA. Will it be enough, though, as there is the grand entrance, and the Ride of the Arcane just comes down. Faker, I think, might die again, or maybe this, no, the Empower is going to work out. Leap Strike comes through there for Clear, so he will escape. Teddy wanted no part of this, and so it's a 3-for-1. It's just absurd, like, the amount of Blade Caller plus Zerath damage is just nutty, as he's having a giggle about this Zerath
He's having experience. A fun time.
It's just, you know, oh, okay, well, Clear. Oh, the DDR, look at those young hands. Oh my God, it's not enough.
Closer, no flash. Hard to find a Emperor's Divide angle here. We'll put up the Sun Disc turret to try to buy further time. One more chance.
Yeah, the Nature's Grasp does come through. Counter-Strike trying to work out, but the Dragon Rage kick is just fantastic. Kyle still manages to get in there. Emperor's Divide onto 2, but now that is not a tool that is left available. And Clear, we've seen this one before. Yeah, you might be able to kill him, but you're not even able to do that this time around as T1, the 3rd time of asking, will claim the Nexus and make it a 2-1 over Liv Sandbox here today.
And he overall, yeah, he had to flash in some weird moments in the early game, but he knew when he was in danger, he knew where to position for this comp, and when you've got that Nature's Grasp to set you up, you're going to do a lot. And our first...
doing, has it healed up enough? It's not like completely, like fully healed, but I can now perform, you know, competitively, so it's doing okay, you know. And Faker, you played Zerath. Once you locked it in, you had a big smile on your face. Could you tell us more about that pick? Looking at our comp and drafting in general, I thought Zerath will be able to round out the comp. And then Kyria also mentioned something about DRX, and it kind of had me crack up. It was not about Zerath, actually. But in that game, we could see that you were having a lot of fun in the player game. You're always laughing, you know, having a lot of fun. And then all the T1 players were like, protect Faker, protect Faker. So it was Zerath the key pick on the side of T1. I mean, it is a fun pick for sure, but I was not able to lend many skills. But there were a lot of fun moments in that game, so I couldn't stop laughing. And I think Faker, with your return, T1 was able to come back to its T1 form, you know, popping off and also having a very good atmosphere. You now have a very new nickname as well. Were you aware of that? No, I don't know. So a lot of people are now calling it the superconductivity Faker. Are you happy with that? I guess it is the fourth wave or something, but I'm not sure what does that mean. And Faker, during our hiatus, actually, all the T1 players and also Poby worked so hard to keep this T1 roster going. And a message over to the players. I want to say thank you to everyone who worked so hard for us, and let's keep working hard. Let's keep up the great work. Zeus, is there any message for Faker as well? Nope. I was just smiling. I just smile all the time.
Towards this one, Canna doesn't have Dominus, but he's still pretty scary. There's a headbutt as Zeus has popped the world ender. Carrier getting taken down low as now the full health Aatrox is trying to get this one done. Deft is already dead, and Showmaker, he can't do anything. The Baron still up and alive, and Dplus just overstepped. In that last fight is now T1. They're going to throw down the Nature's Grasp. Showmaker and Deft do manage to get out of the way of it, but Canyon not going to be so lucky. Pull back still does have the Aftershock, and so therefore is going to be able to survive for the moment, but another World Ender comes down and Canyon is dead. Zeus is just a freight train in these fights. Still, Canna is able to sidestep a few of these abilities, but that is no jungler now for Dplus, and the shoe is on the other foot.
Yeah, T1 potentially going to look...
Oh, there's another flash from Carrier. Doesn't quite get the headbutt in the place that he wants there onto Showmaker as Emperor's Divide does go down, but he is still dead. Canna trying to get into that backline as Faker is going to try and kite out the Crocodile, and he will. It's a double kill for Gumayushi. Deft is going to get stepped on by Zeus, and T1, they'll even take a blue buff as they head back towards this Baron. I think it is, and there it goes. So only going to be able to lock that one down. Now Dplus are looking for a team fight, but Carrier, he's found Kellen, their key form of engage, and he just gets destroyed. The defensive ultimate from Canyon is decent, but Dplus is still going to have to get out, and Zeus is so fast as he moves towards them. Permafrost does come in. Deft trying to find some autos, but look at that Q3, and Zeus will not be silenced. The Dustblade makes him untargetable, and Canyon is doing everything that he can to escape, but he's not going to be able to stop this Nexus from exploding as T1 look dominant in the later game and will take down Dplus, the first game of this best-of-5 series.
Felt like a pretty silent game from Canyon on this one. Not the best performance from him, not able to get it going, but T1 looked back in form.
And he still did the most damage in the game outside of the Kaiser, who we know is broken. So, I mean, it's just Jace things, but he was still absolutely relevant.
And ultimately, they couldn't find the momentum for Deft. They couldn't get him ahead.
Going down extraordinarily low. Keeper's Verdict comes down now as Ona tries to get in. The Baron is already taken, though, as the Nature's Grasp comes on through. Deft in the back of the pit doesn't have flash. He is staying there or he is dead. As Gumayushi now taking a lot of damage into the back line. They go Emperor's Divide, but the Azir is still dead. And Deft is still there in the back of that Baron pit. He wants to take someone with him, but he's not going to be able to. Zeus chasing out the remaining members of Dplus, and thank goodness they managed to get the Baron because they did not win the fight.
Yeah, and a lot of summoners burnt as well. Flash from Kelling, Showmaker, and Canyon all down for that.
And Dplus are now going to pull this dragon out of the pit. Deft charging up the arrows, just looking for Gumayushi there, seeing whether that poke can connect. Owner in the area, looking like a bit of a 50-50 angle here as they have Soul Point on the go. As it is Showmaker that somehow locks down the dragon, but now the fight is on. Kellen trying to dash out of here. Does have a theoretical angle, but it looks like T1 just going to back away, not push the issue.
Fake hit level 16, restart Baron strategy from T1.
I kind of love it. We'll see whether it actually works out, though. It is going to give us another team fight. Zeus looking for that angle. Canyon can dive on in. It's going to mitigate the Nature's Grasp as the Keeper's Verdict will make this one a messed up fight. And that is going to be the Baron that is secured by T1. Canna trying to dive forward. He does take down the Corki, but at what cost? As Zeus is looking for Showmaker now. Emperor's Divide is available, but he's still going to have to flash to get out of the way of this one. Zeus is just looking inevitable right now, but he just pops like a balloon. That's kind of what that build's going to do, but now Deft is getting closed in on. Emperor's Divide's going to push them away, and Deft somehow survives for so long, and now Gumayushi is taking matters into his own hands. What was that, Showmaker? He is still going to be able to go golden, but now slammed into the wall and will be taken down. It was almost extraordinary. But in the end didn't quite work, and only Kellen and Deft walk away. Gumayushi just going to outrange the Chains of Corruption. Is now Canyon getting closed in on. Yeah, he's going to Magnet Storm, but he's still going to die. He's doing so much damage there as Faker as well. That level 16 that you were talking about, so dangerous for the Corki. The inner turret going to be taken down. And Kellen was on a flank, but there's nothing to flank anymore as Canyon was taken down, and so he's going to have to go back. He is going to be able to do so, keep his verdict channeled. He's going to cancel it. Now Kellen moves in and notices that his base is just being destroyed. I don't think you ever really managed to do very much to Faker if they get Infernal Soul. You're exactly right, as Faker is going to use the package here actually to get out of the way. Ona taking a lot of damage. Nature's Grasp comes in, and they tried to get on top of Ona, but it's Canyon that falls down. He is going to have to back away because he's very, very low. But there's only a few moments here for Dplus to try and lock this one down, and they have no smite available now.
They have not
a lot more. Kellen, he can be mitigated so well by Ona on this Poppy, the Rakan. It's so difficult for him. As Dplus, they know they can't give this up, and Zeus is looking for a flank angle. They just boop away the Rakan. There is the Infernal Soul. The knock-up onto Zeus is fantastic, and Deft just explodes. T1, I think this might be just it. The last team fight as Carrier goes on a big old journey. Canna tries to look for an angle, but they find Showmaker. They take him down. There is no damage left remaining. And you can do as many Kasante things as you want, Canna. You are still going to lose your Nexus. And T1 will move to match point in the series.
Some phenomenal play there. The knock away on the Rakan with the ultimate so good. The package from Faker to dodge the engage. Some phenomenal moves from T1. A scrappy game, a very back and forth game. But in the end, T1 come out ahead 2-1 and 1 game away from winning out the series and getting to that
any further in the playoffs. Remember, it's do or die here right now.
Yep, absolutely is. And
the Carrier is lurking over the wall. The Control Ward going to spot him out as now Zeus wanting to get back into the fight once again. DK, they back away. Moonlight Vigil clips Faker right on the edge, and they grab the seat. Oh, Canyon not able to get an owner. Locks down the Baron, but can Dplus find the fight? The Aphelios already taken out, and T1! Oh, it's the lethality on this Aatrox, and he decided he's not going to get one shot. He is one-shotting them.
Manages to get the Baron with the smite from Ona, but on top of that, they crush all of Dplus. The engage comes in, the momentum comes in. Exactly. And now they're aggressively pushing in.
That is a Glacial Prison. They do manage to get the cleanse out of Gumayushi, who takes a lot of damage. The flash comes out as Tibbers into the backline, and Explode goes the Lulu. But thankfully it's not Deft, but he has to deal with Zeus, who just blows him up. My God, the damage of this Aatrox is absurd. Showmaker tries to use his hammer to get rid of him, but the Infernal Chains come down, and it's a double once again. I think Zeus might get a POG for this particular game, as it's looking a little bit like a 3-1 for T1 as they take down the inhibitor. They'll take down the Nexus turrets, and they are moving on in the playoffs. Could even be a telecom war for the next round as well. Congratulations.
Winning lane doesn't mean as much as it did in the start of spring, and it is a lot more about just those team fights. This series was defined by team fight.
Next up, questions for Faker. Faker, you played your heart out despite your injury, so how have you been recovering? I feel like I've been feeling pretty good this week, actually. So my injury has healed, and I think this is just like an adjustment period. So what was the biggest challenge against Dplus Kia today, and what was the main contributing factor for the victory? I feel like they were trying to deny mid a lot. I feel like I didn't really do a good job being able to counter that. which is a little bit of a shame, but the main contributing factor was our concentration and remaining focused, and also because my teammates did so well. Faker, you are the living proof of someone who always triumphs over challenges, so are you ready to break your limits this summer?
아직 좀 100% 상태는 아니지만
I feel like I'm not at my 100% right now, but I hope that in the future I'm able to display good performance and see good results.
Moment, and it all came off the back of mid-control, and Cuz being able to make sure Zerath was on the run as Emperor's Divide is going to be thrown down here. Cuz, as I'm singing his praises, is going to get caught out by a line of Sand Soldiers. Will be taken along enough of the wall.
I mean, unless he's AFK, KT realized, like, okay, he's back there hiding because he wasn't supporting Guma when we picked him mid.
All right, but finally it has actually paid off.
There you go.
As I guess it was Zerath in the end, but I mean, I don't know.
Let's call Keria a bounty hunter, okay? Yeah. He was a bounty hunter.
It's the flash forward from Keen. They don't find the stun though, as Zerath is still here, still alive.
He's dead.
And BDD's going to move over. Keria is just going to solo out the Leona. As Lahen's not having a great time, Cuz getting low as Faker moves on in. Nico not quite going to be able to find it here as he turns into a minion. Cuz moves in, there's the Pop Blossom, finds two! And Zerath is going to find the Harpoon, he still has basically 0 health. Faker's going to flash away and there's at least a kill to go over to PDD.
I mean, Keen's chasing Faker down, he's like, why won't he die? Oh right, I've only got a longsword in my inventory. I've got nothing, I have no stats. But he will lose all of those minions, can't clear them all. And then here, he does very little damage. They layer the CC beautifully, but Zerath just gets the shield here, turns around, then they're like deciding, do we actually fight this one out? He plays respectfully here, and then Lahen's, of course, is going to lose this 1v1 down a level, doesn't have ult, Keria can ignite him to death.
But now T1 able to use that priority to move towards this Drake pit as there's a nice hook onto Lahen's. He does have Eclipse, and he's going to go aggressively, finds himself a stun onto Gumayushi, is now going to chase down the Leona, turns his attention now as the Emperor's Divide is going to get spell shielded beautifully. BDD makes his way out, but it's not going to be enough, and Keen kind of wishes he had more than $50 in his bank account.
All right, well, I guess I'll get bounty gold for my team if they're grouping. That's all you can do in these situations sometimes. He is going to pick it up.
Yeah, Equalizer comes down just to try and guarantee this turret. There's the flash, 3-man Pop Blossom. Empress Divide comes in, but it does absolutely nothing. It's a double for Guma as well. And they're going to continue pushing here towards this inhibitor turret. I don't think T1 are going to stop. As Keria tanks it up initially, they are now going to break open the base. T1, they are fed up. They do not want to give KT any opportunities back into this one, and they will not. They could even keep pushing here and look for a Nexus turret as Keen. He's pressed the dominance button. Can they actually do anything though as he slice and dice, and now he's dead. Cuz trying to find something if he can, but the Nexus turrets are falling. A hook is going to connect there as Cuz is just going to get whittled down. Gumayushi just too massive on this Draven. They will be able to take the Nexus and even out the series.
Well, the crowd is against them, and they have now been absolutely destroyed in a second game where they were practically...
So Keen deciding that he's going to need to try and turn this. There's a paranoia as Keen moving towards this Sun Disc, and they realize that there's no Nocturne coming because he just wasn't in range. They tried to fake it out, and Keen now going to press that Counter-Strike button. Looks for a bit of a stun, but I mean, he was always going to die. And now a Baron is being started here by T1. They are wasting absolutely no time with this.
T1's macro on point again. And where is the entry point for BDD? He really needs to get in here. Yeah. He's on a flank potentially.
Does have a teleport available, but it's going to be very, very late, and he's quite far away as Aiming's trying to kite them as best he can. Nature's Grasp comes in. That's the Baron going to T1. Can they get out of here is the question. There's a flash Pop Blossom onto two, but they're two pretty tanky boys as Zerath pulls Aiming out of this fight. He's going all out, and Aiming is trying to get this kill, but he's not even going to be able to. And BDD dies to Faker in the process. Cuz is flashing in, but it looks like it's out of frustration. I think Keria might die, but it takes them a while to even do that.
Oh man, Zerath is playing this game so...
If he can find it. As there he goes, headbutt just to get rid of him. Keria is going to go golden, and Taunt does come through onto Zerath, but he's so tanky. And The wallets are starting to really get heavy in this one. Owner dives forward. Oh my goodness, a passive getting him all of his health back. And Ezreal from back in the base is trying to help out with a true shot barrage that does absolutely nothing. 10,000 gold is going to be the lead. And T1 are just pushing for the victory.
He's picking up a death cap, but he's not going to get to use it. He is not getting any big pop blossoms this game. Excuse me.
Pop blossoms.
Plop blossoms in this one. Unfortunately, T1 just dominating here. Zeus.
The replays is we've got a big old flanking teleport here from Keen. One last ditch effort here for KT as they look to defend their last remaining Nexus turret. Keen's walking in. They're looking to get on top of Gumayusi as the Emperor's Divide is fantastic. That's going to keep them away from the President. Lahen's going to be taken down here as once again, Carrier playing bouncer. Zeus doing the same thing. The Q3 is going to be fantastic. Faker picking up a bunch of kills. And yeah, Keen, you've got a really cool counter-strike, but I don't think it's going to be saving this game. Aiming back onto the fountain. Gumayusi going to lock down that kill, and T1 will dominate KT in game number 3. Game 1, not close. Game 2, even not closer, but on the side of T1. And game 3 looks like the snowball.
It's not over yet, but we mentioned it. After game 2, hard to recover mentally. They go with the Ezreal pick here.
As T1, they are going to put down the Rift Herald, and now the Nature's Grasp is flying forward. Zeus looking for the angle onto aiming. He does have Cleanse. There's a Magnet Storm to dive into the backline. Great counter-strike there from Zeus as already the Crocodile is being taken down, but double 80 carries are wailing onto Zeus, who leap strikes his way out. The Dragon is forgotten, and now it's a 4 versus 5. And Zeus, he can go back, he can teleport back into the fight. The Emperor's Divide is massive. Aiming's going to flash immediately afterwards, though, as the Bramble Smash is good. Faker goes down, but Aiming is going to fall, and the blades are not. They're going to remain blue, and most of them are in the river now as well. BDD does manage to take down Gumayusi, but he is going to have to vacate the area as Cuz gives himself up to try and save Lahen's. It's valiant, but it doesn't quite work, and BDD just teleports into the top lane. He'll try and take what he can.
Yeah, he's going to grab a turret and some minions here, but T1 will get the second, or rather the third Drake of the game here. They're first.
Yeah, exactly. The side lane threat is the hugest problem, and T1, they identified it. They made sure that they were in that top lane, getting Zeus ahead, even after things went wrong at level 1. Remember, like, KT had started off in a pretty good position as Cuz goes in. They think they may have caught out Owner, and maybe they just have as he flashes, tries to get out of the way. The Magnet Storm is just gorgeous as BDD gets rid of Carrier, but it might be the cash-in for Aiming. He does get it, but in the meantime,
it doesn't matter.
Gumayusi gets a cash-in of his own, and Zeus is just destroying the base. So grabs Aiming, you manage to get a bunch of money. T1 are going to grab a Baron. They're going to grab bits of your base as well.
Gotta get Zeus here, maybe.
Oh dear. Lahen's going to try and turn it as best he can as Aiming. Not sure what he can do here as they put up the Emperor's Divide. Keen going to go golden. There's the flash out from Aiming. He's trying to juggle these blades. Keen! And in goes Keen. He manages to find one, but it's a double for Faker.
It's an ace here, and T1 may have done it. Atlas, it was a close series.
They would prefer that stay up. It's not going to happen here as Owner may have been caught out of position yet again. Taking a little bit of damage here as Whirling Death does fly through, and Lahen's is the one credited with that one, but he's still going to go down. A 1-for-1, I guess the trade in favor of KT.
Yeah, I mean, Owner has gotten out of so many of these situations with his Aftershock. This time he's not going to. And they have the damage here, KT, to defend these Nexus turrets here, but ultimately still 2 inhibitors down.
BDD with his GA now complete. Aiming has his as well. But I don't know
just pushing it
really going to mean as Cuz down to 50% once again. They look for an angle. Glacial Prison going to connect onto Keen. He's down to his GA as the Nature's Grasp comes in. Lahen's trying to get a lockdown as there is Faker going down. Emperor's Divide already come through, and look at the raid boss. Zeus is going to go golden with his Zhonya's as Aiming. Still free hitting in this one, and BDD is still alive as well. It is a trade of 1-for-1 once again. That's precisely what is going to happen.
Look at Zeus. He's in the bot lane pushing it already.
Yeah, and there is the Glacial Prison once again. They just sweep the floor with him. Cuz is going to go down also. Aiming going to flash immediately. And 280 carries in a Crocodile. That is all KT has to try and stop at least Zeus, but also the rest of T1 from just destroying these Nexus turrets. And I think T1 may have done it once again. It's a 5-game series, and once again, they're the team that comes out on top. Unless that Whirling Death does way more than I expect, but it does not. Aiming's doing some damage here to Gumayusi, but the Nexus is the one that's going to go down, and T1 The underdogs from 5th place, now up against 1st place. They take the win and stay in the upper bracket.
And Faker, following the match with Dplus Kia, T1 played a back-to-back match against KT today. So with minimal prep time, was there any pressure? Yeah, we lack experience in playing back-to-back, but we tried to stay optimistic and we told ourselves that it would be a good experience. And of course, many fans have faith in Faker of best of fives. So what did you think was the win con for today's best of five? I think we were more aware of how the opponent play and their play style, so we were just trying to watch out for that. So you came out on top with a close 5-game series. So what do you think secured the win in the last game? I think it's just because my teammates played really well. And Guma,
I think that they have the damage quite to get in here on the side of GenG, so it's just first blood to the side of T1, and now Delight's gonna get stunned up. He gets rooted down, flash in, but there's a shield on Faker, as now T1 gets 2 kills and a win in mid, taking away Chovy's flash. Kill the assist on the Xayah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see it in the CS numbers, obviously, but that's a ton of gold she picked up on a weak side lane. Is Faker
level 6, and look at this, no flash for Chovy. It's as free as that. The rocks are on the ground, doesn't matter. Just gonna delay his inevitable death. And this is level 6.
Picks up the play, feels a lot better now for T1 as Chovy.
Oh, he's gonna have to flash again as Keria gonna taxi onto the minion. The seismic shove comes in, but is not gonna survive against 3 as Owner shows up once again. This is the cleanse, but enough delaying of time here from the side of T1, and now Doran gonna have to flash out of this one, and the follow-up comes in. That is a dead Jax as GenG leave him to the side, and now T1 will start up this Baron.
Oh man, this is just such fantastic map reads from T1. The teleport from Faker just right in the middle of the team fight. That's how confident they are. They have control. Peanut has flash, but won't be able to contest.
Oh, Peanut getting in. He is just dead now, though. Not able to steal that one away as the wombo combo onto Zeri. Down will go Pays. Not even allowed.
On the season, if things continue like this, 2 inhibs down now.
All right, trying to do it again as the charm angle, again, not going to hit. Faker just stands his ground, and Doran's caught again. Just gonna get comboed by Keria and put into the death realm. It's now Zeus and Guma trying to lead the charge here. They don't have a wave, but they're just gonna sit on the turrets, 5v4.
They have a lot of damage for these turrets as well. There's a cannon minion here now, and this might just be the beginning of the end here. GenG, they don't have really great tools to turn this. Delight's ult's coming back up, but even getting into position is going to be really difficult. He's got the flank.
He does, but there's just a Gragas zoning him. There's an Alistar zoning him. He has to engage onto Xayah with Featherstorm, and they're just not even going to get an angle to do it. They're just going to end the game. Will T1, and they tie up the series. Yes, they are very bursty, but Pays never really given a chance to pop off. Nobody really given a chance after any picks or anything.
They're set up for this.
Yeah. Definitely can just try to siege this. The Sedge ult comes out, but the follow-up from the Maokai. Guma just going to cleanse, just to be safe. Ult here from Keria, gonna catch Chovy, and again, he's just gonna be burst down as the Rel goes in just to die. As, man, that is a very nice setup here from T1, and they're just catching GenG bit by bit. As now Doran, yeah, he's pushing, but Faker can just TP in.
Yeah, and because Doran didn't have teleport, there was nothing he could have done about this play. This could just be an early inhib if they want to commit to it. There's no turret outer and mid. There's no bot at all. And this is the call to go on to the Azir. As like basically Keria, he sees the angle and he calls it out. The flash is so beautiful, and I mean this is just from the regular perspective here now after Keria's play, and then Zeus just goes in here and pulls Peanut basically max range. There's nothing Pays can do. He's
so much of the carry potential on the side of GenG is just gone. Is Guma gonna pull back some feathers? Man, they are really ripping into them now as the Maokai ultimate is gonna come out, but easy Featherstorm now for Guma, who is immensely fed, and now the flank is gonna come in. GenG, they keep trying to opt into this fight, and they're just getting killed over and over. As now T1 is 4v1, Chovy is alone. He's just gonna be taken out eventually. Down he will go, Owner takes it, and Pays wasn't even there. I mean, it should be Baron for T1.
It's like the game lemmings, you know? If you're just going to trickle in one by one into T1,
and get away, but that's okay, engage comes in from GenG. They finally pull the trigger. This is pretty nice, but Faker is going to get away, and it's Guma, who did not get gauged upon, of course. He is the Xayah, gets flashed on, presses his R button, and T1 looks like they should stop this first game, although Paze is going to get the one kill. Guma eats a hit from the Soldier as now maybe they went a bit too far.
Teleport though from Faker.
Quite strong with a flash over the divide, and it will be enough. T1 playing with fire, but they do get there in the end. They wipe GenG, and they will take down this game number 3.
And that 18.5-minute inhibitor's down, so there's super minions on the Nexus. It just absolutely destroyed GenG in this one. And oh man, I don't know if you can mentally recover from 2 losses like that. A narrow loss, obviously, in the second game, but this one, until it didn't. And Guma does 20,000 damage in this game with the early lead. He was gifted by Paze.
Once you get to the point where there's enough damage for BDD, I can't make a point, they're in!
Yeah, Owner is going to twist it advance forward. BDD's going to flash away. Sapling is down, but it shouldn't find him. Faker's already flashed over, shifts the sands. BDD tries to slow him down, but it does not work. Arise, Sand Soldier, and there is first blood.
Already at a small gold deficit, but it's significant enough. Faker?
Yeah, Lens is ghosting. The Glacial Prison's going to go wide, though. Faker able to avoid it. I guess we'll say it that way. And KT going to clear out the mid. Tanky, Owner trying to speed his way in there with that Shirelli, as it is going to be the Baron secured. Can KT escape? Is the question. Nature is grasping, and Gumayushi's going to press the ult button. There's the cleanse as well. It's beautiful, and BDD's going to be taken down. The Singed also dead, as Keen's just trying to keep him busy. It's a double now, and Gumayushi's just trying to keep them here. It does not work out. KT do make a couple of these Barons.
You know, no Baron power here to speak of, as Zayas is actually a real threat. Here comes that ult.
Yeah, Nature's Grasp does come through here as Keen trying to mitigate that CC. Does a decent job, but still has to flash. That's BDD locked down, and the rest of KT just scattering, because nothing he can do about it, and it's another kill for Gumayushi. And how much can they take?
Decided game here to start off the series.
It's not what we were expecting out of game 1. Of course, T1 fans absolutely elated. T1, of course, have been phenomenal on the blue side, but also getting a great start in this series. Last time they lost game 1. This time, they're celebrating on the enemy Nexus at the end of game 1. Look at these extendo beams from Gumayushi, having a day out on the Zeri here in this one. They take down the remaining turret. Yeah, Carrier is going to suffer a death. It's his first one for the series, though. We'll give it to him. And T1 victorious in game number 1.
In game number 2, I would be extremely worried.
Fantastic start in game 1, and now in game 2, a huge lead as well. BDD got his stun prepped.
Oh yeah, Faker could be in trouble here. Does have flash available. There's the Emperor's Divide once again. The Q's in the air, but it's not enough. Lehens is chasing after Faker, and he's now running the wrong direction. So he's just going to try and waste as much time as possible.
He might get the execute.
Yeah, can he actually get there? No, he's not going to be able to. So BDD is going to be able to.
Those pick targets.
Yeah, it does have his crown, and they're going to look to try and stop him. They do deny the shifting sands at the beginning, but then he just gets himself out. Another Glacial Prison comes in. Aiming's going to be interrupted by Owner. Absolutely beautiful play. Now Carrier taking some damage, but the Featherstorm's going to save Gumayushi. Lehens has to go golden, and he's not going to be able to get himself out of it. Keen is going to be the first to go down in the fight, and T1 are just juggling the aggro gorgeously. Ko's going to be the next victim here as T1 are looking for match point. They are looking for no mercy, and they want to head towards the final. Faker, he lives! He lives a more way.
Oh, this is a blank if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's a deep one. That absolutely is. Let's see whether it pays off, as now Kuz fishing for some CC. Zayas also on his own flank angle. Lehens spots him out pretty quickly. And T1 will start off the Baron. Where is BDD is the question. He heads towards the top side, but like you say, they know it. T1 immediately pull the trigger. This time, though, the Emperor's Divide doesn't find it. Is it going to matter? That's the question. As Gumayushi is going to lock down so many. Aiming, I don't think he can do it by himself. 3 kills already go down. Every carry on T1 is massive, and Zayas will get the last one against this Zeri. And yeah, BDD survives, but there's nothing he can really do about what's happening to his base.
And with this, T1 about to go up 2-0 here. The expectations kind of going to get thrown on its head in this one.
It absolutely is. T1 just demolish KT in back-to-back games. Blue side, red side, doesn't seem to matter. This squad is just taking names. And this is looking like a very different version.
Who really has not been able to have the same impact that we have seen of him, and that has been so pivotal to why this roster...
A little bit pushed away from the rest of his team. That is going to be the Drake secured. There's a flash forward from Lahen's. Faker possibly in trouble as well, as he's going to flash. Rocket jump going to be utilized here as the Conqueror is going to proc. Cuz, can you find the stun? The petrifying gaze is just fantastic, but the follow-up isn't quite there. Aiming, going to dash on forward. It could be dangerous though, because the blender is set up for Gumayushi. BDD dives on top of him, but he's got red, white, and you should not fight KT. Eventually he does go down, and now it's Aiming's turn to be the Gatling gun. Carrier is a monster, but I don't know whether he can win this fight, and that's a triple. We started fighting for a Pop Blossom angle, as there's the Keeper's Verdict. It does go wide. There's the three-man though, and Faker takes matters into his own hands. Lahen immediately taken down. Zeus, he's a bit late for the fight because T1 have already won. The Blade Caller is decent, but it's not quite going to be enough as Cuz's life may be safe, and no, the barrel comes down and demolishes them. Keen doing the best he can, BDD as well, trying to save it. Orbit Deception not quite there. He's got another one. The Charm is going to land. T1's health bars are so low, but still no kill. As this first Drake, or sorry, second Drake for T1 is going to be started. Cuz going to waltz on in. Let's see whether T1 are going to be able to lock this one down. Yeah, he's just going for the flash. And there it is. The cage comes down. The quickness is so good, but the Pop Blossom's going to be there. Massive damage as the Poppy is going to go down. Ona gets into the backline, gets the fear onto Aiming. It's a double for Faker and one for Ona. And T1 clap back.
I mean, this is practically flipping the game on trying to hard engage on a Nocturne who's got a white.
Is going down extraordinarily quickly. Paranoia comes through. That is going to be Chemtech Soul. As Cuz not really going to find anything. Gumayushi is just going nuts. And there's the quickness, but a four-man Pop Blossom from Faker, and Cuz is going to go down still. Faker may follow, and Keen is kind of massive. He slices his way out of the fight, and Aiming, he can't fight anymore either. BDD trying to Mega Cone his way out, and Keen dives into the backline. I don't know about that one. And KT instinct against this very team, as now Paranoia is going to come in. The Keeper's Verdict, and the steal from Ona! Every single Baron has been stolen away! And this time T1, they get away with everyone. Oh my god, this series, it is just ridiculous!
Three stolen in the final game here!
And I wonder, like, do you even...
Here we go.
Okay, we're going to look for it. There's a flash out from Carrier to deny Cuz his heroic entrance.
Faker on the flank.
All right, it's T1 that have started this. Keeper's Verdict goes completely wide. Faker, like you say, looking for that flank angle. They flash. They try to get in there. Zeus is going to flash out, though. And now the Pop Blossom gets in. Now the dive comes through, but Aiming is still alive. Zeus is down incredibly low. This Elder as well is going to be taken by Cuz. What the heck? And now the Dragon's Wrath is wrought on T1. Plans will be taken down, and I cannot handle this series. Who even won that fight? Aiming's going to be able to... The main one.
He's on his way.
He has his flash as well. As the cage comes in, Pop Blossom down, not going to find Aiming, but is it going to be enough? As the Paranoia gets into the backline, Aiming going to be able to take down the Nocturne, and he has his GA. Zeus now finds the Nocturne. Aiming is dead. T1, they may have done it as Cuz is trying to run for the hills. BDD and Lahens know that there's no way to stop this Baron.
That might be it! And Zeus, he stops Aiming from getting away out of his GA. He's got flash. If he gets out there and does enough damage, maybe they can turn it, but he perfectly times the push into the wall. And Aiming will die, and I think KT's chances of going to the finals have died with him. BDD's still alive here. He's got this death cap. He's got a ton of damage here. He's going to have a dream. I just don't think there's enough that he can do here. Aiming up in 25.
Yeah, the front door was open. They leave the Baron. There's a flash forward from Gumayushi. The cage is down. BDD avoids the feather storm, but it does not matter. Gumayushi grabs the double. The Nexus turret will be taken down, and T1 will deny the reverse sweep. And they'll meet GenG again tomorrow and qualify for the World Championship.
Look at Zeus.
I mean, the fact that
and Owner is just collapsing.
You can
he
hear
is
Keria
done with this one. Gumayushi so much damage in that game.
You can hear Keria's excitement like
Here from Faker.
네, 페이커 선수 이번 결승전이 T1의
Faker now. This grand finals will decide whether T1 can win their 11th LCK title. How do you feel? I am so grateful that I was able to perform in front of, this audience, and I am also really honored and grateful to be able to play another series. Faker, you always, bring out some of the pocket picks in a best of 5 series, and today it was Cassiopeia. I'm really curious about that pick. Looking at the comp and drafting, it was pretty looking decent, but the game didn't really go as we planned, so you're not able to get the result that we were expecting. Faker, you made it to the LCK finals 5 times in a row, a massive history, and you also qualified for Worlds. How do you feel? I think we had played a lot of Game 5 this season. I think it's a great experience for the players, so I'm expecting, a positive outcome from tomorrow as well. I have some good feelings. And Faker, this is gonna be your first ever Worlds performing on stage that is being hosted in Korea. What does it mean to you? Yeah, this is gonna be my first time actually being at Worlds that is happening in Korea, so it's gonna be a lot more experience for me, and imagining performing in front of our Korean audience, my home fans, I cannot wait. Now T1 has to stop GenG winning 3 titles in a row. What is your resolution heading into tomorrow's series? Eventually made it to the finals, and this time around we are very confident, I'm pretty sure T1 can for sure win tomorrow. I wish we can showcase a great performance to all the T1 fans supporting us.
Arrow coming in.
Yeah, Owner is going to get blocked out, so Kushik is going to be able to take this one. The arrow is going to connect, but Yun is going to be able to cleanse that one away. Owner's still looking for more. As the shockwave left, Kushik is going to try and safeguard his way out for the hostile takeover. Will cancel that, and Faker will grab it. Just going to go back towards this bottom side of the map and try and clear up these minion waves. Core JJ finds Faker once again. Shattering Strike going to come through, but he's going to be pulled back by the shockwave. The dissonance comes in. There's the Magnus Storm as Faker is pulled forward. Can he find the clockwork wind-up? He doesn't need it.
Happen will be incredible. Right now, though, Baron power play actually working out okay. Summit has to be able to escape this.
Trying to get out of the way, but the Glacial Prison is going to connect. The arrow is going to sail wide. He tries to ult out his way through. Does still have a bit of a shield. The Faker will finish him off. And that is going to be the Nexus turrets falling down. Our observers following the story of Summit, but it's the Nexus that needs to be addressed. And T1 are going to take the game, the first game.
Support is also going to come down into the mid lane, or come up, I should say, as now Keria is here. He's got a combo going as the rest of GenG is trying to come out and punish this, but it's actually T1 who are now in a 3v2 situation. Peanut has to flash away. Even Guma's joined in the fight, and T1 are going to start this.
Is spiking so hard right now. They're only up 700 gold here, but the items they have on the carries they have are just so deadly. They're going to actually take this turret, maybe more.
Pays is just eating the damage. I mean, he just sits on the ball, and Faker says thank you.
First view without a real fight as Dorn once again looking for an opportunity.
Wait, this is the same spot. I saw this already, but it was Kaisa. But Faker says, I am different. I can challenge you. And that he will. He's just holding on, waiting for the 1 second for his shockwave. Doesn't even need it as Tony going to come in, dodging the shuriken as Faker. But he's in a lot of trouble. He's alone against 3. And now Zeus is on the run to light, trying to continue on this one. Pays running. This is very well set up for them to just take the Cloud Soul, and that they will. They're just going to take down the objective, and in the front is Owner. He's just going to get get ripped to shreds immediately. Guma doesn't even get to do damage in this fight. As Zeus on the run as well, taking a punch. In goes Guma, trying to do something. But at this point, it just looks like GenG are in total control of this game. And Faker just gonna walk away with just his life. The rest of his team is gone.
The rest of his team is gone, and this game, I think, likely gone with it. And once again, same MO from GenG. Control the choke point, kite back to Baron, put Delight in the front. He looks like a squishy target. Maybe you can push onto this Rakan, but Delight will turn on you on a dime, and they just cannot close the distance. Owner tries, ultimately without Faker's help. But like I was saying before, everything needs to work together with T1, and if there's no vision, if there's no choke point control, you just cannot do it against GenG.
Oh boy, Faker trying his best, but I think GenG have their sights on the Nexus as a massive equalizer over the top. Just the cherry on top as GenG dominate.
Hold his own in mid lane and press his F keys really good in top.
He's been pressing his keys pretty well. Owner, once again, maybe it's showboating, I'm not sure. Owner in a little bit of trouble as he does have some help from his squad, but he is going to be able to get away. Blabber gets hooked by the feathers, and now there's a massive equalizer on the entirety of C1. Just trying to, C9 rather, trying to retreat out of this one. That's a huge flank comes out from Keria, and they turn this one around, and even the tower can't get into this one. As Keria will disable that, this might just be a clean ace going into the hands of T1, and that it is. Nobody will fall on the side of T1.
An insane win here for T1, but we all saw it coming. They had control over the Dragon, and at this point in time, Owner is just so tanky, he can absorb a lot of that damage, and as the turn begins, it's really hard to criticize for C9. There really is no correct play.
Now Faker is just doing a dance in the enemy base at this point in time, picks up the quickness and just kind of shoves it in their face as T1. You know, they're on pace to try to break one of the fastest games that we have had here in the Swiss stage. The turrets of the Nexus are already going down. C9, they're gonna have to make one last stand, and they get the knock up here on a Zeus who loses a total of 0 health at this point in time as the Bard ultimate comes out as well. And Keria is having a lot of fun at this point. Fudge is in that backline, but he's just gonna be ripped to shreds by the feathers once again. As T1 will play with their food, they will get what they deserve after this victory. As down will go the Nexus. T1 will move on to 2-1 in the Swiss stage.
It's a party. It's a party up here in the topside river. The Herald not going to be taken down just yet. They're going to smite it away. Owner picks up the eyeball. Everybody came to the party, but now we're all leaving to go do our homework. Keria finds a tongue lash onto Yagao. No more follow-up here just yet. Nice root coming out from Guma Yushi. Now they're going to go in. There's the wombo combo. T1 ain't going to kill anybody just yet. Yagao barely gets away. Owner's ready to swoop into the Cataclysm, and on gets turned off. Guma Yushi flips the switch, and now Shun tries to fire back.
Right now, Zeus did not join. T1 said, we're fine without you, buddy.
All right, pin is low. Still lots of free firing damage coming up from Guma Yushi. Remember, there is no ulti available for Alcon. Goes in, finding a Magnet Storm onto 3, but he ain't gonna find any kills just yet. On is gonna die first. They take out the jungler second. Ben ain't gonna get it. Shun is down. T1, run them over.
The range is lethal from T1. 4 versus 5, BLG just can't even get close to T1. And when they finally do, Keria devours his mid laner.
He is about ready to transform. Magnet Storm was used for a whole lot of nothing. Owner's got Yagao locked down, but Owner's gonna drop instead. He'll trade him back for the mid laner, and Shun falls too. Now it's 2 inhibitors down, and a 4v3 for T1. The souls are all over the place, but they're the souls of BLG players, as T1 is not stopping here. Elk may have been the one to take out Owner, but now the push just keeps going. Zeus will grab another on Ben, as Elk has the killer instinct right back into his own fountain. He flashes away just to live. T1 just stomp BLG in game 1.
Keria's having fun too.
Oh, he is.
The top lane for them. If you're looking at what's going on up there, Ben could be a serious issue. And if you're BLG, that's something you know you can play around as the game goes forward. Oh, it's going to be caught by Shockwave. He could not live through it.
See the mountain goats up on those tiny cliffs? Like, it is crazy.
Right. Oh, they're trying to catch Owner this time, but instead, it's on, and Gumayushi's unstoppable. They found Yagao! Shut down for fate!
Miracle, but they're sending Zeus right for him. The 2 bouncers here, Keria and Zeus, gonna make sure he's getting nowhere near that thing.
He's not getting an opportunity to even try.
Oh, but they got him with the tongue lash.
Oh!
Elk gets to flash over the wall. Elk with a potential massive outplay as Zayas goes into the stasis, but he keeps himself alive. Gumayushi is dominating in mid, will not find the stun here with a counter-strike.
All of T1 is, yes, Faker with his crown shattered.
Okay, Owner with the engage, forcing the flash out of Yagao. Beautiful flag and drag right back out over the wall. Bin gonna be the target now as On looks to try to provide some disruption. Shun back over with a ball breaker, but he ain't gonna find a whole lot. Re-engage from Owner. Stopwatch to stop them in their tracks. Oh my goodness, it's T1! Just absolutely rolling over him. Double kill for Guma, triple kill for Guma. Owner picks up another. Bin's the last man left alive, and he's gonna walk home with a broken leg. T1! Away, Super Mega Death Rocket not gonna find the target, but Gumayushi finds the kill on Elk instead, and they'll happily take that. Bin trying to disengage with a leap strike back to his jungler, but now he's gonna be thrown up in the air by Owner yet again. Shut down over to Gumayushi. T1 may have just won the game.
Another convincing fight for T1. BLG just, they have no options in the fight. T1 are just consistently getting the better of them. Shun is forced to retreat. The TP now coming in from both Zayas and Faker.
T1 are ready to end it here. The early game was tough. The top lane was rough. And for BLG, it was not enough. T1, the greatest team ever in League of Legends, is ready to bring it back and do it again. They're on the Nexus, and they're on their way to the quarterfinals.
3 members in the area ready to set up. Scout on the flank, however, going to look for the shove. Is going to manage to catch only Zeus in the meantime. Baker still standing strong. Shockwave getting good damage down. T1 quick to force the fight. Sika not powerful enough to force that one through. T1 taking one and might just turn right back to the Herald. Here, only going to further extend Faker's lead. As you can see on the bottom of your screen there, Scout doing what he can to just push everything back, but now they might just go in for the counter punch. Scout pulled away, forced to flash out to safety. The Herald still connects. Now Faker going to be in trouble, but again, there's no follow-up damage here. Orianna just sitting pretty. Thank you very much, Tarzan. That was terrible. And now what the hell? T1! They're going to be on. Have to be careful about locking themselves in the pit. Keep your eyes on Guma if he gets to the back line. Owner now stepping forward. Dragon Soul stolen, and now it's Gumayushi looking to tear through the entire team. Goes golden right to the back line. Zeus continuing to step up, but Zeka needs to be the difference maker. Zeka needs to hold on, but there are too many members free firing into the Gwen. Zeus stands strong on the back side of the fight, taking down so many members. It's a clean ace for T1. Baker shockwaves the minions just to speed up the demise of LNG. The Korean fans erupt here as T1 gonna claim game number 1. Busan will not be silenced yet. Incredible.
Dead man if they tried to fight this one, so it's gonna be pushed back.
There's no follow-up there. Instead, the Herald immediately gonna get dropped. T1 now looking to grab 2 plates here. Flash in though, Owner's not happy with just 2 plates. Scout now gonna be in trouble, but they can't quite find the damage. Baker going forward, looking for a bit of revenge. After the first tower dive, he will
try to retake some of this vision. And LNG are going to try to get the Scuttle and see if they can find the better angle for the engage.
Scuttle down. Gala great guns for a fight. In terms of sustained DPS, he absolutely outclasses Guma. But if it just comes down to a poke battle, he will not come out on top. LNG forcing the issue.
Hog doesn't have a good angle to engage at all, though. Like, look where he's playing. He's almost like trying to mark Zeus, but he needs to get the backline. They're going to go.
Flash in. Owner Gala manages to make it out safety. Isolated for now. Looking for Zeus over the wall. Zeus on the backline. But Gala forced to safety. Shock from stacked. Zeus can't find the angle, but the shutdown coming through for Baker. T1 taking the fight anyway. Gala looked good.
For this objective. Elder, just too much power to give over. But T1 patiently prodding, find the angle.
And the fervor of the fans in Busan will not force T1 to play over-aggressive. They keep their discipline, they remain composed, they close out cleanly versus LNG in Game 2 and bring us to match point, a semifinal spot on the line. For Tarzan in just a couple of seconds here, counting down, ticking away.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Baker gonna try to cover early ult to try to make it out safety. T1 backing off, are they gonna kill? LNG linger for a bit too long, not respecting the burst, and here comes Faker. Tarzan getting shredded by the soldier. One more is gonna do it. Ulti goes a little bit wide, but the second half of the root on the Chain of Corruption will catch. Owner wants to keep this 1v1 going. Scout now retreating, Scout now coming in. Stun goes in, the pullback nice from Scout, buying a bit more time, but now again the follow-up. The steadfast presence, and who is steadfast if not T1 in the face of elimination? 3 3 back down to the wall. Zeus firing up with so much damage. Down goes Zika. The pushback is massive. Gala knocked out at T1, eyes on the prize.
And it's the God of Thunder. He loves his lightning champions, and Jace was always his most iconic. And in this final game, Zeus shows why he still pulls it out.
Final push now, LNG, one last desperate hold, but they've got nothing left. And even as every other LCK team falls away, Faker stays standing. T1 stays standing. The last light of the LCK burns bright, and Busan is ahead to the semifinals.
Getting low,
but opted for lethality. He's still relatively squishy, all things considered. Zeus still stepping forward with the Infernal Chain, looking for the lockup. Tempered Fate now coming in, isolating Knight. Knight right in the back line, and Owner immediately with the follow-up engage. Zeus still standing. Now finally the buy is going in, but it might just be too little too late. Knight, fancy feet to the back of the fight. Zeus ticking, burning, but the shutdown is 369. But now they're just fish caught in the barrel, waiting on the slaughter of the curtain call. T1 stepping in and dominating the hair.
Steals it away, and they also get
the...
Never mind, he gets a freebie back.
Staying a bit too long, stun now coming through. 369, careful not to overheat too quickly. Continuing to walk forward, making sure now he has the flame spitter to try to bring it back. Shockwave there, Carrier not quite able to connect. Maybe they have the damage. Faker's gonna be in trouble, missing now, pushing him back, trying to sacrifice. 369 burns down to the ignite of Carrier, missing, killed as well. The play, if they can get the Drake as well, it's everything. Owner waiting in the darkness. JDG, this is such a tough angle to fight from. Continuing to stay around, continuing to stick around, willing to give up so many resources. The crash in mid lane already happened from the Herald, the tower slowly but surely crashing. Rather breaking down now as Dragon still aggroed here, Carrier playing on the edge. Ruler going through the portal. Feathers fly, but to little effect as JDG just have to run the pullback over the wall. Now they're just trying to isolate and take out Zeus. Big golden flux for the side of JDG. Can they take the fall fight? Already the equalizer burned. Carrier running through the magical journey. Everybody trying to get out, but Owner will be denied. Owner cannot find the escape, but it doesn't matter because T1 are there in time. Missing, trying to fire back. Gumayushi out of ammo, desperately trying to reload, but here comes the kunai. Here comes Knight, the flash away to safety. 3 shots left in the barrel. Manages to lock him down, playing on the edge, missing as he stabbed Faker's coming! Far. Faker on the flank. No shockwave. A lot of help. Has to play careful here. Knight, no ultimate. Needs to make his way out of this one. The lockup there from Guma from so far away. Owner coming in. The pullback on the missing, trying not to stick around for too long. One taken down already. Knight now going in, trying to turn it back. Guma says not. Really gonna look to knock him down. Can they find it? Konami going right back into Zeus. Owner in the area. Big damage coming in for the Darkened Blade. Missing on the backside, trying to buy some space. But the shockwave is clean. And in comes the curtain call. It is Zeus wreaking havoc on all of JDG to finish the fight. T1 looking to break over the base of JDG.
That's a clean ace. That's got to be the game. I think they can push for the end.
Halt construction on the Golden Road immediately. T1 have something to say about it.
From start to finish, they have been in the driver's seat from the creative pathing in the early game of Owner to shut down 369. T1 have their eyes on the prize, and the prize alone. A spot in the finals, or at least one game closer. T1 showing up massive in this first game. Missing, and Kanavi should not be enough. The Nexus lower and lower. T1 drawing first blood in this series. 369 solo zoning off as meanwhile Kanavi just walks in with the Baron empowered minions just to threaten the Nexus. JDG, their chokehold on T1, and they're starting to squeeze T1. Not a lot of...
And not give an engage opportunity. Have to be a little bit careful about that one.
The good news is...
But Zeus is behind, they're going for it, T1.
Looking for the angle, missing, could be in trouble here. Zeus on the backside looking to lock up, trying to take down a bit more damage. Infernal Chain's not going to be very effective. Knight going golden, has a bit more space. Kanavi now on the way in. In goes Kanavi, and that should just be it. T1 holding on for dear life. Faker uncontested on the backside. Gumichi going golden, but he is going to go down. The flash out will not be enough. GA up just in time to keep Kanavi standing. It's a clean ace in the base of T1 as JDG will move on and close out game 2.
It's a textbook.
Zeus on the flank, Faker over the wall. Objective getting lower and lower. The Weaver's Wall coming out, isolating Owner. Might go for the 50-50, but it's absolutely Psycho flashes over the arrow. Faker goes in! It's incredibly clean. JDG with the counter punch. Can they get anything back? Ruler untouched on the backside. Dragon still standing, but Owner will take that away too. My God, what an engage from T1!
Owner, you magnificent beast! What in the world? He makes the engage happen and he secures the Dragon. T1. Whoa! My favorite story about Owner too is that his name.
Absolutely is. I think maybe now caught out again just to call it Chronicler. But Kanavi in the meantime just trying to isolate Zeus. He needs to be careful though because the rest of T1 is now coming in, missing running for the hills, but he surely will go down. Faker grabbing the kill. 369 being forced out of the pit. Locked up. Cloud Rift. On his side, T1 just need to weather the storm.
And the heal is good in lane, but once you get out, it is very tough not to have the cleanse.
Zeus on the flank.
Here's on the side. TP coming in. Faker looking to make the play against Ruler. Owner goes in. And again, the combos are clean. The hostile takeover is damn well hostile. T1 looking to leave no survivors alive. 369 admits the entire team will get absolutely nothing. T1 in the clutch are too damn clean.
Baker predicts Ruler's flash. He gets there first. He catches him with the ultimate. It is a clean ace.
The T1 gonna go up to match point. And it's Faker that sets it up. Owner that knocks it down.
Just when you think that JDG are in total control, it wasn't even about the Cloud Soul. It was a single moment from T1 that gave them this game, that set them up for a match point. Missing, he won't be enough. T1 gonna break the base. T1 gonna move on to match point. A clean fight out of nowhere secures them their second game. As well as the Iron Spike whip. No level 6 again.
6.
Carry a flash to the wall, locking up Knight. It's a clean play. Flag drag flash forward. Committing on to Knight. The shockwave now coming in. Faker turning it right back. First blood. Everybody getting out. That's a one hell of a magical journey. They'll get the kill back onto Owner, but now they're in enemy territory. Cosmic Binding is good, but here comes Kanavi. Locked up, nowhere for Faker to go, and JDG fire back, but Zeus has to be the difference maker here. A good shockwave, the Zeri follow-up could be enough for JDG to take the fight, but for now they're focused on the objective. Owner zoning them away. 2.5K, it's getting lower and lower. They will burn it down. They get what they came for. T1, do they want to stay for the fight? Knockup coming through. Owner caught up. Flag and Drag will take him out to safety. Kanavi burning on the back side. Owner still standing with Ruler with the lightning crash now trying to go in, but goes golden. Carrier buys a bit more space for the rest of the team. Arrows coming in from the bars. Ruler incredibly low, but maybe, just maybe, he can turn it back. But Guma's still standing tall. He can't walk into range. T1 starting to feel like an inevitability. Ruler, Zeri, not enough.
T1 are running JDG in circles in these team fights. What?
Tails flashing forward, just trying to deny, just trying to zone them away. Blood in their eyes. They want everything. They'll break the tier 1.
And Zeus, the team fight where Owner lived.
The lineup is perfect there. They've locked up Ruler. That's all that they need. Zeus now stepping in. Zeus desperate to get the Q3, but he cannot find the angle. Ruler now retreating. T1, will they go for more? Flashing from Owner. Kanavi now in trouble. Wild Glove coming out. T1 find the angle. Barreling down the top side with the Baron. Ready to break the backs of JDG. The magical journey for T1 coming through. And perhaps the Golden Road. Locked up.
Knight is locked.
The crown will not stop that. And he's only a Knight. Faker knocking him down. Unstoppable. And cuts for JDG.
So much riding on these last minutes. JDG trying to defend their golden road as it crumbles before them. T1, the onslaught will not stop. Third inhibitor goes down.
T1 pushing in.
They're not done.
They've got the Baron still. 36 seconds. 5K Red Bull Baron power play backing them up. Zeus finding an initial knockup, just a bit of poke. Single misstep from JDG and T1 can instantly fully commit to the fight. It's the shockwave. Kanavi getting lower and lower, falling apart under the pressure. JDG's hope dwindling. They've taken down BLG. They've taken down LNG. It is not LPL versus LCK. It is T1 versus the LPL. And they like those odds as they move to finals.
Okay. All right. Well, that is definitely a choice you can make.
And one of the most underrated parts about this is how tanking actually makes the cannon minions. They become very difficult to actually wave clear out. It allows you to harass your opponent, but Guma
could be in a bit of trouble here as Chris looks for it. The immediate cleanse does get out of the way. Nature's Grasp isn't going to connect, but there is the twisted advance. Hostile takeover across everyone, though, but the Shy is just gigantic. Guma trying to hop away. The Fates call the knockups, and meanwhile, Wei is going down. Faker collects it before falling down. Chris has to go, though, because he's so incredibly low, and Zerath is tearing them to shreds. Wavo lying on the floor now as T1 look to tidy up Chris. And they won that team fight even better than the loss.
Guma refuses to go down. Keria saves him, coming in with the hostile takeover at T1. They're on the Baron.
And it's Renata that does it again. Keria standing at the ready, keeps Guma alive throughout all of it. And T1, the goal before this was even Wavo picked up the dragon, but after this fight, multiple kills going over the T1. Baron secured. And it
He's still going to look for that reset angle, and now with the Baron buff in tow, T1 feel like they don't need a reset to try and break open the base of Wavo here in Game 1 of the finals. Nature's Grasp flying forward. Ona still has that GA, remember? Chris going down so incredibly low. Zayas just executes the Shy up to the side, and there is another one. This guy's Yone is just absurd. And the inhibitor's going to go down. Wei is burning there as well, as now Xiaohu tries to be the hero, but it does not work out, and I think T1 are just going to end Game 1 here.
And the early game, T1 not able to get a bunch of crucial kills, but they don't let it phase them. They are able to find the one skirmish they're looking for, take the Baron, and from that point...
Yes, something that has been picked into him in the past, but I won't talk about it too much.
And not been able to claim that big title they've been chasing, but Zayas showing up so far.
Yep, another teleport to come in here as they do manage to secure this Rift Herald. We'll see whether Wavo can get themselves out of here. Light going to be hostile takeovered, but he's the only one, and now Zayas looking for the target. Faker dives in though as well. He's going to collect the first with the help of Ona. Crisp going to be spotted, but he does put that ward down. That is going to get there. The Drake going down very, very low, and now the paranoia comes in. Faker looks for the Spirit Rush, and he does find it. The hostile takeover is massive as they get rid of Light immediately. Wei taken down for the double kill for Ona. Xiaohu now trying to get some damage in the back end. It does take down the Nocturne, but it's Chris fighting on the bottom side of the map for Gumayuchi.
I don't know how many people are responding, and T1, they're looking for more.
Yep, Xiaohu already taking a bit of poke damage. Light will turn up. As 4 members are here, teleport event not available for the Shy, but they dive in. The turret goes down, the needlework just rips the center to shreds. And Zayas just by himself destroying everyone. Hostile takeover comes in. Light has the cleanse, but you can't cleanse death. It's a triple kill for Zayas, and they'll get to work on the inhibitor. It might just be the game right here.
Zayas playing like his namesake. A god, this guy is going crazy in the finals.
Just extraordinary as Zayas helps clear up this second Nexus turret, and T1 at match point already.
Wavo taking a big pivot here, right? They go towards Comfort with the Azir. They go towards something very different in the top long lane.
And we will see if Wavo is able to maybe make a play towards bot side as Owner making his way over to mid.
That's going to safeguard forward there as Faker dashes in, and Xiaohu will survive. Faker.
Guma and Keria are so hard to attack in a lot of these situations.
Oh, Q going to connect there. Nice little knock-up as Keria tries to find it. There's the quickness onto 2. The kick gets the knock-up onto Xiaohu. The Empress Divide only gets Owner, but that will get him out. But Weiwei's not going to be so lucky. The Shy got in here, and now he might be in trouble. He breaks the chains, but is he still going to be able to get out? Gumayuchi decides he wants to fight Light towards the bottom side. That was the right call. Zayas grabs the double kill, and Wavo lose out on the fight.
And while the laning setup is there this time around for Wavo, their early game looking a lot better. The skirmishes, they're still not able to make work, although teleport coming in.
Yeah, teleport from this top side of the river. Xiaohu coming in, looking for the opportunity, doesn't have the ultimate. They secure the Drake as T1. Grand Entrance not going to find the target there. On to Crisp as the Tempered Fate comes in. Faker trying to play bouncer to keep his team alive. And the ultimate doesn't really work out here from Gumayuchi. Pretty safe now on that back line.
Look at Keria though. It's so hard for Wavo to walk up because Keria is on that sideline. They know he's there.
Yeah, he flashes in. He finds himself the charm onto 4s. There is the ultimate from the Shy, but it just doesn't quite do enough. They try and get out, but Faker has the perfect execution and locks down his fellow ninja. Xiaohu now taking a whole lot of damage, and Faker is in the shroud. He's toying with him. It's a double kill. What? Order! And back in again.
It's a triple for Faker. Zeus is going to be able to help lock down the next one. Faker event.
Great in lane has really been impressive in team fights, and it just feels like a rejuvenated Faker.
In he goes again, as now Owner looking for that opportunity as well. Backflip connects also as the perfect execution comes forward. Has he overstepped? The answer is no, because he had the stopwatch anyway, and now the cavalry comes in crisp. The next to go down, Wei. He's under a turret, but Zeus flashes on top. The lethal Aatrox gonna get it done, and T1, they feel like it's Baron time.
It's the king at home. Respect the name. Faker, the greatest of all time. Styling on him in Seoul.
And Light desperately trying to get something going here. Not going to be the case.
He's not going to be allowed to because Faker wants to keep his whole house alive as well, but it's not going to work out. He goes into the Shroud. I don't know whether this is necessarily what you...
They're going to get the next Baron, and they're going to win the series in Carrier.
Gonna get knocked up here as Owner comes on over. He's here to protect his support. The quickness ties them all up, and Xiaohu going to be the next target. He finds two with the Emperor's Divide, but Crisp just evaporates. Wei going to suffer the same fate as Zeus is on the warpath. Light able to sidestep, finds the Chains of Corruption, but there's not enough damage. Xiaohu decent flash to try and get himself out, but he's not out of the woods yet as Faker tidies up that kill, and they are just so far ahead. Owner secures Light with a Sonic Wave, and the Shy finds himself alone heading back towards his base. That's the double kill. That's the clean ace for T1.
And T1, Weibo tried. They know they have to contest this dragon. They have to contest the soul, but they're not even given the opportunity. They thought they got Carrier, but Carrier says, come get me.
And it looks to me like they're going to take this inhibitor and move back. It may not be the end of the series, but it might be the last moment.
Zeus won't even get that.
It's heartbreaking as now they take a magical journey over. Zeus, he likes this one though. 1 versus 3. He's absorbing so much. The Emperor's Divide, it comes in, but he's still alive. What's going on? Faker tidies up the burst. Everyone's just exploding as Wei trying to get something done, but it does not matter. T1 are too strong.
4 times T1 has lost in a game 5. 4 times they've been knocked out, and 4 times they have got back up for this moment.
It was 7 years since their last, a decade since their first. The SKT legacy has been reignited. T1 will be your 2023 World Champions.
It took them 2 years to win a title again. Spring 2020.
Thank you for watching until the end. These were some of the best Faker moments from Worlds 2023. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
We'll finally hoist the Summoner's Cup.
And they've waited for it. Last year, the story wasn't about them. But this year it is. All the pent-up emotion for this team.